What happens when two of television's most familiar faces collide in a way nobody could have predicted? The Kelly Clarkson Show has built its reputation on warmth, laughter, and heartfelt moments. But on this day, the atmosphere shifted into something far more charged, leaving both the live audience and viewers at home in shock. Before we dive in, make sure you hit subscribe and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Trust me, you'll want to share your reaction to this one. It all began innocently enough. Jenna Bush Hager walked on set with her trademark smile and confident stride. Kelly greeted her with open enthusiasm, and the two settled into easy conversation, discussing Jenna's work on Today, her family, and her newest projects. "Jenna, it's always such a joy having you here," Kelly said warmly. "You bring such positive energy every time." "Oh, Kelly, you're too sweet," Jenna replied, crossing her legs and leaning in. "I love being here. What you've built with this show is just incredible." For the first few minutes, everything felt typical: laughter, light banter, and an engaged audience. Then Kelly shifted gears. "So, tell me about your writing process," Kelly asked. "I know you've been working on some personal essays. How do you decide which stories to share with the public?" Jenna brightened. "I think vulnerability is powerful. When we share the messy, imperfect parts of our lives, that's when people connect most deeply. Honestly, the stories I was most afraid to tell ended up resonating the most." "That's beautiful," Kelly nodded. But then, her tone changed. "Speaking of vulnerability, I have to ask, there's been some controversy lately. Comments you made about working mothers, balancing career and family. What did you mean by that?" The shift in Jenna was subtle but noticeable. Her smile stayed, but tension flickered in her eyes. "Well, Kelly," she began carefully, "context matters. Things get taken out of context all the time. Suddenly you're defending words you never really said." "But you did say," Kelly pressed gently, "that some working mothers use their careers as an escape from the challenges of parenting. I'm just trying to understand what you meant." Jenna's voice sharpened just slightly. "What I was trying to say is that we all find balance differently. Some people pour themselves into work to maintain a sense of identity beyond parenting. That's not a bad thing. But the way it landed," Kelly replied, leaning forward, "was that you were suggesting working moms were avoiding responsibility at home. And considering how many in our audience are working parents, I think it's important to clarify." The air in the studio grew heavier. Jenna straightened, her polished composure beginning to fray. "Kelly, I'm a working mother too. I'd never imply parents are neglecting their kids. That's not what I said, honestly. I'm surprised you'd frame it that way." "I'm not framing anything," Kelly said evenly. "I'm asking you to clarify your words. Because what you said was, and I'm quoting, 'Many working mothers today use their careers as a convenient excuse to avoid the messy realities of raising children.' That's not exactly what I said." Jenna shot back, her patience thinning. "You're twisting my words, just like everyone else." The audience shifted uneasily in their seats. This wasn't the cheerful interview they'd expected, but Kelly remained steady, unfazed by the rising tension. "Jenna, I'm not twisting anything. I have the transcript right here. Want me to read the full quote?" "No, Kelly, I wouldn't." Kelly held her ground. "Jenna, it's fine to have opinions. But when those opinions affect real people, especially parents who watch this show every day, it matters how you say them." "But there's a difference," Kelly said, her tone sharper now, "between having opinions and making sweeping judgments about an entire group of people. When you say working mothers use their careers as excuses, you're not just sharing a thought. You're condemning millions of women." Jenna's jaw tightened. "I never said that. That's your interpretation, and it's completely unfair." "Then help me understand," Kelly pressed, pulling a folded sheet of paper from the side table. "Because here's what you said, word for word. I think we need to be honest about the fact that for many women today, having a high-powered career has become a socially acceptable way to avoid the difficult parts of motherhood. How else should anyone interpret that? The color drained from Jenna's face as Kelly read the words aloud. Kelly, that's completely out of context, she snapped. We were talking about work-life balance. I was making a point about how society pressures women to be perfect at everything. But that's not what you said, Kelly fired back. You didn't say society. You said women, working mothers. That's not about pressure. That's a judgment about their motivations. Jenna leaned back, her polished composure fraying. You know what? I came here for a friendly conversation, not an ambush. This feels like a setup. This isn't a setup. Kelly shot back, her voice low but edged with steel. This is accountability. I have moms who write to me every day, confessing the guilt they already feel for working. Your comments didn't help them. They made it worse. So now I'm responsible for other people's guilt. Jenna's voice rose, brittle with anger. Everyone feels guilty about something. That doesn't mean I can't speak honestly. Of course you can, Kelly retorted, her voice rising too. But don't expect to drop comments like that and walk away unchallenged. Not when they harm people who are already struggling. Harm. Jenna laughed bitterly. What's harmful is this cancel culture circus where anyone who dares say something real gets crucified. That's what this is, Kelly. A witch hunt. Kelly's eyes flashed. Don't you dare twist this into cancel culture. This isn't about silencing anyone. This is about owning the weight of your words. Oh, please, Jenna scoffed. God forbid someone points out that maybe some parents do put career before kids. And there it was. Kelly leaned forward, her voice slicing the silence. There it is. Your real opinion. That's not context. That's not society. That's you. Saying mothers who work are neglecting their children. I didn't say all mothers, Jenna protested, but her voice had lost its conviction. I said some. There's a difference. I's there, Kelly shot back. Because every working mother who heard you is wondering if you mean her. The mom who missed a school play for a meeting. The mom who had to choose between a deadline and a sick child. They're all sitting here wondering if you think they're just making excuses. Jenna pushed back her chair, so suddenly it screeched against the floor, startling the audience. A low murmur rippled through the studio. You know what, Kelly? She snapped, standing tall. I don't have to sit here and be interrogated. I've been in this business longer than you, and I've never been treated this disrespectfully. Kelly didn't move. Her voice dropped to a dangerous calm.
Sit down, Jenna.
We're not finished. Oh, we're finished. Jenna shot back, her voice dripping with indignation. You turned this into a tribunal. Completely unprofessional. What's unprofessional? Kelly countered, rising slowly to her feet. Is making hurtful statements about parents who sacrifice every day, and then pretending you're the victim when someone calls you out. Jenna jabbed a finger at her. You planned this. You had that quote ready. You wanted to humiliate me. I had it ready? Kelly said coldly. Because unlike you, I prepare for my interviews. The silence was suffocating now, broken only by the steady hum of the cameras still rolling. Kelly's voice dropped. Almost a whisper but sharp enough to cut through the air. So that's what you believe, Jenna? That working mothers don't love their children enough. That a career makes them less of a parent. Jenna lifted her chin, defiant. I believe kids know when their parents are truly present. And too many are being raised by screens, babysitters, and nannies while their mothers chase promotions. Kelly shook her head in disbelief. Do you even hear yourself? Do you understand what you're saying to the single moms in this audience working 2 jobs just to survive? To the women breaking their backs just to keep food on the table? Spare me the theatrics, Jenna snapped. I'm done here. And with that, she turned on her heel and stormed off the stage, leaving Kelly standing rigid under the harsh studio lights, the stunned silence of the audience hanging heavy in the air. Jenna's eyes darted toward the cameras, her polished media mask slipping under the weight of Kelly's fury. "That's not what I meant," she said, her voice cracking ever so slightly. "You're twisting my words." "No," Kelly snapped, stepping forward, her hand cutting the air like a blade. "I'm clarifying them. You implied that mothers who work are selfish, that they're less present, less loving, less enough. Don't stand here and pretend that wasn't your message." The audience broke into scattered applause, a sharp punctuation in the silence. Jenna flinched, visibly shaken by the sound. "I was talking about choices." Jenna tried again, her tone defensive but softer now, almost pleading. "We can't act like choices don't have consequences. That's all I meant." Kelly's eyes narrowed. "And who made you the arbiter of those consequences? Who gave you the authority to sit in judgment over other women's lives? Do you know what it cost some of these mothers just to walk into work every morning, the sacrifice, the guilt they already battle? You sit in your bubble of privilege and dare to call that selfishness." The front row erupted in claps and murmurs of agreement. One woman stood up, tears streaking her cheeks. "How dare you?" she whispered loud enough to be picked up by a microphone. Jenna's face faltered. For the first time, her confidence fractured. She opened her mouth, closed it again, and then forced a brittle smile. "Kelly, I didn't come here to fight. I respect mothers who work. I respect you. This is just misunderstood." Kelly leaned in, her voice low, steady, unrelenting. "No, this isn't a misunderstanding. This is a mindset. And I'll tell you something, Jenna. The mindset you've just exposed. It's exactly what working parents have been fighting against for decades. The belief that their love is conditional on how many hours they spend at home, that their worth as parents is measured by someone else's standards. That's not honesty. That's prejudice, dressed up as opinion." A wave of applause swept through the audience now, stronger, louder. Jenna's shoulders sagged. She tried to hold her smile, but it looked more like defeat than poise. "Kelly," she began, but Kelly raised her hand, cutting her off. "No, we're done." Kelly's voice rang through the studio, final and commanding. "This interview is over." The cameras stayed fixed on Jenna as she stood frozen, caught between anger and humiliation, before she finally turned and walked off stage. Kelly faced the audience, her chest heaving, her voice softer now but resolute. "Let me be perfectly clear. No parent who sacrifices for their family deserves to be belittled for it. Not here, not anywhere." The audience rose to its feet, the ovation thundering through the studio as Jenna disappeared behind the curtain. "But some parents do neglect their children for their careers." Jenna pressed, unwilling to let it go. "Surely you can admit that." Kelly's eyes hardened as she leaned forward, her voice measured but laced with fire. "The fact that you're still defending this, even after everything that's unfolded here today, tells me exactly who you are, Jenna." Jenna's chin lifted, her pride shielding her. "And what exactly do you think you know about me?" "I know you judge without understanding." Kelly shot back. "I know you use your platform to shame parents who are doing their best. And I know that when confronted with the hurt you cause, you dig in deeper instead of showing an ounce of empathy." The words cut like a blade. Jenna faltered, searching for footing. At last she forced out, "Fine. If that's what you believe, then maybe we're done here. I don't need to stand here being lectured on empathy by someone who has none for people who think differently than she does." Kelly's voice sharpened, rising. "Think differently. Jenna, you didn't just think differently. You questioned my love for my children. That isn't thinking differently. That's cruelty." Jenna's tone cracked. "Kelly, I didn't mean to be cruel. If my words hurt, I'm sorry. That wasn't my intent. Intent doesn't matter," Kelly snapped. "Impact matters. And your words make parents feel like failures. Your words make mothers, already breaking themselves in two, feel like they're not enough. That's your impact. For a breath. Jenna wavered, her defenses flickering. But then defiance surged back. You know what, Kelly? I won't apologize for having standards. Children deserve parents who put them first, and I won't be silenced just because my honesty makes some people uncomfortable. Kelly's face darkened with disbelief. Standards. Jenna, you've twisted judgment into virtue. You've missed everything we've discussed today. No, you've missed it. Jenna fired back. You're so obsessed with protecting feelings, you've forgotten what's best for children. Kelly stood, her voice ringing across the stage. Get out. Gasps rippled through the audience. Kelly didn't flinch. Security, please escort Miss Bush Hager from the building. 2 guards stepped forward. Jenna's face flushed with shock. This is absurd. I can walk out myself. Can you? Kelly's gaze locked on her. You've had chances to leave with dignity, and instead you've doubled down. No, I don't trust you to leave on your own. Jenna glanced at the stunned crowd. Phones were up. Some viewers shook their heads. Others sat frozen, visibly unsettled. Her voice wavered but held defiance. This isn't over, Kelly. People deserve to hear perspectives, even ones that make you uncomfortable. Kelly's reply was cold, final. Different perspectives are welcome on my show. Personal attacks and judgmental nonsense are not. And frankly, Jenna,